Hancock on STS MagTV2. I am your host, says the CEO. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with STS Magazine's virtual interviews. Well, today I have a special guest with me. He is an actor, he's an entrepreneur, he's an MC, and he's also the arena host for the Philadelphia 76ers. I have none other than Phame Hancock, and I want to welcome you to our show. How you doing?
Thank you so much, Sayers. I appreciate it. I'm delighted to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I'm doing well, man. I'm having a busy Friday. It's hot out here, but we work and we making it happen. So I'm glad I had the chance to lock in and tune in with you.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out just to speak with me. So I know you're a Delaware native. Okay, so just let's start with the background. You know, before there was the fame. Can you tell me a little bit about your background as far as how you grew up and how you got to where you are right now?
Yeah, definitely Delaware, born and bred, man. Delaware native, from the small wonder. My family, most of my family is from VA. So my mom and my dad both migrated from Virginia some years ago. And my older sister, she was born in Virginia as well. So I'm like first generation Delawarean in my family. And since then, like once my mom moved to Delaware, like all of her sisters and a lot of her siblings kind of followed, because my mom actually had 8 siblings and my dad had 10. So I have a big family, lots of aunts, lots of uncles. But both of my parents are entrepreneurs, so I do come from like an entrepreneurial background. So I feel like that's kind of where I get my entrepreneurial bug from, as far as my mother and my father. They've been tremendous in my life, always been there for me, always been together. So they have always been a big influence for me personally growing up. But yeah, just honestly grew up with a passion for music, entertainment, sports, like any other 80s baby, you know what I mean? Just driven by a lot of things that interested me, kind of a jack of many trades, you could say. But I was always drawn to the entertainment business, I feel like.
Okay, cool beans. So we talk about the entrepreneurship side, and then we'll get into other aspects because you got a lot of hats that you fill. So you're the co-founder of the Academy for, the Creative Arts Studio. Can you tell me a little bit about your role and what you do, and even explain what that is for those who don't know?
Yeah, so the Academy Creative Arts Studio was founded by me and my partner, Austin Daniels, back in 2018. We pretty much started as an event space. We wanted to provide our space for creatives, for people that were musicians, artists, designers, all of those type of people. We just wanted to create a space where they could come and, host their events. We recently have been making more of the transition into co-working space since COVID, because, once COVID happened initially, like everything kind of slowed down, obviously for a while as far as the public events. So that kind of just allowed us to kind of pivot to where we still cater to the creative arts. We still cater to people that are entrepreneurs, people with an enterprising personality, just trying to provide professional space for them now to come have meetings, do photo shoots, and a lot of things like that. So we're down here in downtown Wilmington, Delaware, 1232 King Street. Follow us at the Academy Studios on Instagram. But yeah, we started that, like, honestly, initially as an event space, but we've pivoted a little bit now and we're focusing a little bit more on co-working space.
Gotcha. So when you go from, having that event space and, giving people opportunities to be creative, use their creativity, you also, for those who don't know, you are the arena host for the Philadelphia 76ers. So how did you get started into doing that, as far as working with the Sixers and bringing that energy to every home game?
Honestly, I've never really shied away from like performing, like I said, coming up as a musician, as a teenager, and even in early adulthood, like me and my friends, we had a group called Cartel Enterprise. So we were always performing, doing a lot of our own showcases, recording, making music, performing music. So I never really was, I guess, shy on the microphone, I guess you could say. So that's kind of where I feel like I got my passion for performing. So that kind of pivoted into me doing a lot more of marketing, branding work, and then also emceeing for, smaller events, smaller companies. But then I had an opportunity when I actually went to a tryout for 76ers ENT to then start working as the arena host for the Delaware Bluecoats, which for those people who don't know is the Philadelphia 76ers G League team.
Okay.
So the G League, it was formerly known as the D League, which is essentially the development league for the NBA. Right. So the D League is like where they develop players so that in the case where, players from the 76ers get hurt or what have you, what they do is they send them up or they call them up. Right. So, Joel Embiid is hurt, Tobias Harris is hurt, and James Harden is hurt. They have to pull players from the D League or the G League. Right. So I started in the G League, hosting in the arena down here in Delaware. And then this was my third year with the G League. And then that pivoted into an opportunity for me to start working with the NBA for the 76ers, because I work officially as the co-host for the 76ers because their host, as of last season, he left the company. So I kind of just slid up. They called me up, as you say, from the G League to the NBA, and then I've just been rocking with them ever since. But it's an amazing opportunity, man. I love every minute of it. Like, I'm a complete basketball junkie, so I tell people all the time they don't help my basketball addiction at all. Like, right. Arena. It's we get the best seats in the house. We right there on the floor. We see all the games, so it's really an incredible opportunity. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome just to see you. And like I said, you have such a good rapport with, even the staff, everybody that works there. Like when you walk in the arena, everybody shows you love. So that tells you a lot about your personality, just the connections that you make with people. Well, besides being being a arena host, you have your hands filled. You have a brand ambassadorships you working with. You also, have a partnership with Plush Vodka. Can you tell me a little bit about your partnership with Plush Vodka and, things that you do with that organization?
Yeah, so Plush Vodka it's a new company started back in 2015 by a young black man named Malcolm Hale. It's a 100% black owned company, which is one of the things that kind of, really attracted me to it as well, because I do have history as far as working as a brand ambassador for different companies. I work with Hennessy, I work with Moet, I work with Miller Lite, Tito's, a bunch of different brands. But, this one is a little more special to me because I have a great relationship with the owner, where I not only sample the product, go to the store to check on inventory and things like that, and meet with distributors. But we also have a partnership now where I'm staffing primarily in Delaware, some parts of Maryland, and parts of New Jersey as well. So I've just been working with that company probably within the last, going on probably about 2 years now. And like I said, to me, it's a little more personal for me, just because a lot of other brands that I work with, I go through third-party agencies or things like that. But for this particular brand, like I said, I have a great relationship with the owner. And he's a vodka guy, so his focus is obviously manufacturing this product, getting it out, getting it into stores. So it allows me to help a little bit with branding, marketing, and of course staffing. But it's good. We got the only plum flavor. I actually got some here. Okay. We got the only plum. You can see the bottle's a little empty. I've been getting it in. It's Friday, I know my product very well. I will say. But this is the only plum flavor vodka on the market, which is very exciting because there's no other plum flavored options. So we have plum, we have original, but the plum is very cool because there's no real competition. So he has a great niche within the market. Right. But it's exciting, and I always give him his props and his kudos because it's not easy to do what he's doing, like breaking into that space, because you have a million different vodkas to choose from. So that's one of the reasons, like I said, I go hard for him, try to hold him down and make sure we create a little bit more visibility and notoriety for the brand.
So let me ask you this, with your, vodka line and, having that plum flavor, we're based in South Carolina. So where is it worldwide? Is it, across the United States, or is it just locally?
Yeah, so no, he has the product right now in over 2,000 stores nationally, and it's in 3 countries. Okay. And he just recently launched in Puerto Rico. Okay. Ironically, one of the only places it's not on the East Coast is Pennsylvania. It's like, for whatever reason, regulation as far as tobacco and alcohol in Pennsylvania, it's just a whole nother beast. But yeah, the product is bottled in Jacksonville. He developed it when he was in Atlanta. So you can definitely get it in parts of Georgia. You can get it in Florida. You can get it in Texas. It's in California. It's in many states across the country. I primarily just focus on my region, but the product is definitely available nationwide, and it's growing. Like I said, he just launched in Puerto Rico, so I'm hoping I can go out there and help him with that a little bit. Just enjoy a little bit of vacation time as well. But yeah, we're excited, man. He's rolling, so you can find it in a lot of distributors. And to get more information, you could always visit plushvodka.com.
Okay, and we'll make sure we post that as well on our interview. I mean, you got so many hats that you have to film, and it's like, you go from, being an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, you're, arena host, but you also act, you actually had a chance to work with Adam Sandler in that movie, man. I watched the movie, and it's like, for all of those who are actually either a coach, an athlete, or even a basketball player, the Netflix series, movie Hustle, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it teaches you so much behind the scenes as far as scouting and the challenges that these athletes really have to face, especially if you're a foreign, athlete, the ropes that you have to jump through and the hoops you have to jump through just to get a look and, make a team, a professional basketball team. How was your experience working during that set, with Adam Sandler in the movie Hustle?
Oh man, it was amazing, man. Like I said, I'm a real true basketball junkie. So for me, I was kind of like a kid in a candy store personally. Mm-hmm. I have experience working in film. I've done background work like on a few different projects. I was in Creed 2. I've worked on some things with like Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix as well. But this one was like my whole thing was like, I was going to be in the building because like, I'm just really a basketball guy. And I feel like when I was on set, I feel like Adam I feel like he could kind of feel that I was really enjoying the experience authentically, because a lot of times you have actors, people who are on set, like, that's what they're doing. They're playing a role, they're acting. Right. So, I'm on set with like extras and people, and I'm in the gym, and like Trae Young walks in the gym, and Tobias Harris walks in the gym, and all of these star athletes that like we watch on TV all the time. And it's like, some people next to me, they're like, yeah, like, who's that? I'm like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, let's go. Like, I'm hyped, you feel me? So yeah. I feel like he kind of could feel my energy and feel like my appreciation for the game and the culture. Because I had previously worked on other films through this same agency, but luckily, like for me, a lot of times I think it's just about being in the right place at the right time. Okay. And I spent, I want to say about 8 weeks on that set for that film. And they shoot, you're talking about 12, 14-hour days where we literally locked in the gym. We're watching the same scenes. The guys are playing basketball 10, 12 hours a day. And I was just loving every minute of it. So personally for me, I feel like he knew. I was kind of teasing him because first of all, Adam Sandler, he's like one of the most laid back, chill individuals like ever. And a lot of times on sets with big name leads and big name actors like that, like you're not always going to get that. Like they're not always going to be interacting with the extras, talking to the background. Like, we're out there shooting around, just like just hanging out. And most times when you're on, major motion pictures, when you're on these big sets, like the leads and the actors, they can be a little standoffish sometimes. Right. It's nothing wrong with it, but they have to focus on their craft, what they're doing. But he was just super nice. There was a scene when he walked into the Four Seasons where I was like standing by the entrance. And he had been seeing me for weeks on set because like we literally have to wear the same thing like every day for weeks. Right. So I guess he kind of appreciated the look that I was creating as far as playing kind of like a sports agent type. And you know, it was a scene where he walked into the hotel and he said my name. He's like, "Oh, there goes Ray Hancock, always working his ass off." And
Right.
me, I was hyped. I was hyped when it happened, but I didn't have a ton of expectations because I know in film a lot of times stuff gets cut. Like you never really know what's going to actually make the film. So I was excited just to have that dialogue with him, have that moment with him. But I didn't get my hopes up. And then when the movie came out, I saw that they actually kept the scene, and I was like, that was just like amazing for me to just have
Right.
that opportunity because he didn't have to do that. And
Right.
he just like I give Adam Sandler so much props for just being just a stand-up dude, a thorough dude, and just making a great film and making a great movie.
So with that being said, you've done, the acting, and are there any upcoming projects that you got coming up with
Yeah,
acting?
so right now, I'm actually working on a script. I'm working on I want to produce my like first like feature film like personally, which has always been a goal of mine. So I'm working with some producers right now. I'm working with some writers where I want to really complete this script because me, like I said, I am an actor. I use the word lightly because I'm around a lot of people in the business that, they're going out for auditions. They're like going 110%. And me, I'm more of a I wouldn't say I value acting so much as I do entertainment. I feel like entertainment is the common denominator, right? Whether it's basketball, whether it's music, whether it's playing video games, whatever the case is. I feel like being able to provide quality entertainment is a skill in itself. So me, I've always been more inspired by the Tyler Perrys of the world, the people that really write their own ticket. They produce their own films. They have their own studios. They kind of they show us the way to really be content creators and put out our own projects because now you don't necessarily need these big movie studios. It's nice to have those connections, but with the internet now, it's the great equalizer where if you have something good and you put it out, people will really gravitate to it. So right now, I'm trying to put together actually a film right now. I'm going to be working with Freeway. It's already committed to being a part of it, Philadelphia Freeway. Okay. And I'm hoping to actually get Anthony Anderson, and I'm hoping to get Anthony Anderson and Tyrese to do some cameos, some small cameos for the project. Okay. Because I feel like that'll add a nice little star quality to it. But it's going to be, I really wanted to do a reality show first, but I think I'm going to do the film first because it'll be a little bit easier. And then I think I want to do the reality show after that, which would be technically like Delaware's first reality show. So I feel like that'll be something historical to do for the culture, something memorable, something monumental. But those are the two things that I have on the board right now. But honestly, man, I'm just trying to enjoy my summer a little bit right now. Trying to work a little smarter than harder, so I'm not driving myself too crazy. Right. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm just, I'm ready to get back on the horse and go full steam ahead in the fall. Got a lot of things lined up.
Okay. And last but not least, everything you're doing, positive, giving back, utilizing your gifts. Where does the passion come from to do all of this? Where does your passion come from?
Honestly, man, like I said, just being an 80s baby, man, I feel like a lot of us, we got, ADDD and all that. And we just like me, I have so many passions for so many things. I try to put myself in a space where I can be creative, where I can be fulfilled. And I'm lucky, like I'm really blessed. I count my blessings all the time because I get to operate in a lot of spaces where I get to get up and, look forward to what I do. And I feel like a lot of people aren't so lucky. A lot of people have to go to work jobs that they may hate, or they may be locked into what they might feel like is a dead end situation. So me just always having a passion for film, having a passion for music, having a passion for sports, having a passion for fashion, all of those things to me, like I said, the common denominator is, can you provide quality entertainment? So I think I'm more a fan of quality entertainment than just any particular segment, right? So I value talk show hosts. I value songwriters, artists. All of these people have these skills, and it's like when you can put yourself in a space where you can kind of bring all of that together. I feel like for me, that's really what fulfills me. So I've always been driven by so many things, but I feel like being an entrepreneur is the way you can kind of culminate everything and bring it together so that you can, write your own ticket. Like I say, I grew up admiring the Jay-Z's of the world and P. Diddy, where, they got clothing lines, they got vodka, they got music, they got movies, and you just like, yo, these guys going crazy. When I was growing up, that's what I was inspired by. So I feel like that's kind of always rubbed off on me, that entrepreneurial spirit. Where now, the culture has changed a little bit, but I feel like at that particular time, it was like very popular to be a business person. You had your Master P's and all of these people. It's just like they were so much bigger than just the music. And I feel like that's kind of where I got a lot of my inspiration from.
Right. And again, congratulations on all of your success, because it's well deserved when you put the time in. You want to see the fruits of your labor. So I want to say congratulations to you on all of your endeavors and future endeavors. Is there any shout outs you want to give to those who've helped you along the way? Just to, send a special thank you, and floor is yours.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I gotta first of all give a shout out to God, the man upstairs, for always making it happen. Gotta give a shout out to my parents, my sister, my entire media family. They've always been there for me, always supporting me. Gotta give a shout out to my publicist, my PR Lovey, for hooking me up with this dope interview. Thank you, of course. And like all my close friends, all my family, like, you guys know who you are, and shout out to the haters too. We need y'all too, y'all keep us motivated, y'all keep us on the path to do what we got to do. But definitely just want to shout out my team, all my friends that I grew up with. Like, the relationships you have, they make us who we are. So I don't take for granted any of my relationships, good or bad, because those are what lead us to where we are today. So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's been holding it down, man. You already know. Shout out to Plush Vodka, shout out to BioSteel, shout out to the Sixers too, man. Big shout out to the Sixers, our producer, my man Derek, who gave me a chance. Derek Hayes, my man Darnell, my man George, like this entire 76ers ENT for holding me down. Coach Joe Richmond, 76ers Blue Coats.
Right.
And Adam Sandler too, man. He the GOAT.
Yes. Well, can you tell the listeners, the followers, how can they reach you on social media? What's your social media platform?
The best way to reach me right now, honestly, is on Instagram at the Hall of Fame. You can also check out my YouTube page. Well, we have two YouTube pages. My personal page is 15 Minutes of Fame HD on YouTube, and then we also have Spike TV Network at Touch Play on YouTube as well. So if you go to those two YouTube pages, you can see a lot of the content. I have a small docu-series on there. It's a 6-part episodic that kind of shows a little bit about me, what I've done in the business, the things that we have going on. So definitely check that out, and definitely shoot me a follow on Instagram at the Hall of Fame. And I think it's right there on the bottom of the screen, so y'all can follow me there.
And we'll also post that on our, YouTube channel with this interview as well, so that they'll be able to follow you. Again, I thank you for taking the time out, for even just spending, just talking to us today about your endeavors, your encounters, and your experiences. Because again, you never know, one listener can always be blessed by, your experience. So we thank you. We grant you all kind of love, support in your future endeavors. And again, we'll stay in touch, and
thank you.
God bless you, man.
I appreciate it, man. Shout out to STS Magazine. I'm looking forward to seeing this interview, man, and good luck with all your endeavors as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
All right. That's what's up.